Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Magic with Zuby. My name is Zuby. If you're brand new to this show is all about a little well-known card game called Magic the Gathering. So on today's episode, the first episode of 2022, we brought on none other than the amazing, the great, the legendary TotalMTG. We talked a lot of Magic. So before we get into it, you can find Magic with Zuby on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, and Spotify, and on Anchor. You can also check out my sponsors, cardsphere.com, the best place to buy, trade, sell Magic singles and sealed product. And you can check out my other sponsor, Ultra Sleeves. Use coupon code MagicWithZuby on checkout, or click on the link down below to help support the channel. Seen some of you've been using the code, and thank you so much for the support. Love Ultra Sleeves. I've got a whole bunch of Ultra Sleeves art out there. So I know this is not what you want to hear. You want to hear the interview with TotalMTG. So let's just get right to it. All right. Hey everybody, Zuby here, and I've got the first guest of 2022, none other than the legend, the amazing, the brother from another mother, the other Matt from the other side of the pond. TotalMTG, how's it going, man?
Good. Thank you very much for having me on, mate. Always a pleasure coming on. But just saying, I think this is probably my fourth time.
Fourth or fifth time, something like that.
Fifth time, yeah.
I gotta look at it.
I love chatting the shit with you, so it's always good.
I know, it's just the only thing that sucks is just our time difference. Like I had to wake up butt ass early this morning.
Yeah, you're well early, and I'm just lunchtime. So
yeah,
those old time zones are pain. Which always makes it hard because we play a lot of Commander. We play over the years.
I know we haven't played in like
it's just
all of last year was such a fucking with all the shit with my house and
that was a rough year.
Yeah,
see.
That was rough.
Glad to see you're the other side of it and starting this year fresh.
Yeah, hopefully. I am having some work done on my house this year. I'm getting a new roof, hopefully.
Right, nice.
And then I need to like redo my porch. Basically, I'm trying to work on getting this built up, like just fixing things here and there to sell it.
Yeah, you gonna move? You gonna stay in the same area, or are you gonna?
I want to get the fuck out of Florida.
You want to leave Florida, yeah?
The thing that I'll say the biggest thing I'm hesitant about leaving Florida is the weather. Like going anywhere else, like unless I go out west to where there's desert and all that, which I hate desert areas. It's way too dry. But I mean, if I go anywhere up north, there's going to be actual weather, like snow.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't know how to handle that because it's. I'll tell you, I don't know the whole Celsius conversion, but it's 50 degrees Fahrenheit right now, and it's freezing right now.
Oh my! Because I'm Celsius. I'm 6 degrees Celsius, so it's been like early morning. It's been like -1, -2 at the moment.
So if it's 50 degrees Fahrenheit, it's like it'd be 10 Celsius.
10 Celsius. So I'm at 6. So yeah, it's pretty chilly. Well, I was speaking to the girls at Tap That MTG, and they were -30.
Oh my God.
I was like, there was me. I was on the phone to them. I was like, complaining about like 2 degrees, and they're like, dude, you don't even know. It's like -30 here.
It's like I wouldn't be able to survive.
Snow up to their armpits.
Yeah, forget that.
Nah.
See, and that's like one of the things like I'm kind of hesitant about leaving because it's as much as things I hate about Florida. It's like, but fuck, the weather's so nice. Yeah, it gets hot, but I mean that's everywhere.
I mean, I've probably told you before. My family in America, they live in Arizona. That is untold. I've been over there and I literally couldn't handle it. Even though they had aircon everywhere, it was just so dry, like you say, heat. And they live in like the middle of the desert. I mean, I know Arizona's desert anyway, but they literally live like the nearest neighbor was like 3 miles or something stupid.
Oh, gee.
Literally nowhere. And yeah, they just sort of live there. It's like surrounded by nothing but snakes and stuff like that. I'm like, no, thank you. Um,
I mean, I liked visiting the desert, but only for a few days. But
it's beautiful to
oh
look at.
yeah,
I will say, when we drove down there because we went to Vegas and we drove down from Vegas down to Arizona, and I'll tell you, it was lovely. Um, could I live there? Probably not. I couldn't live there. I mean, if I could live somewhere, bearing it, I haven't obviously visited many states in America though. San Francisco, love that town. That was a nice, weather-wise, that was pretty sweet. Had a bit of rain, had a bit of everything. It sounds depressing having a bit of rain, but it's
yeah.
what I'd be used to. But yeah, like,
No,
towns I found hard was like LA and stuff like that. I couldn't handle like that sort of
yeah. I actually went
area.
to LA last month for the first time, and I was not a fan. Not a fan
Nah,
at all.
not me, mate. No,
Like,
nothing against anyone that lives there, but just for living for me, I was like,
oh, dude,
there's
it
so
was the
much choice.
smog. Dude, the
Yeah.
smog. Like the 3 days I went, the smog was so bad. Like
Mm,
I felt like I couldn't breathe. I felt
yeah. Yeah.
usually, being in Florida, COVID doesn't exist anymore here. And usually I don't wear my mask outside unless it's,
No.
huge crowds of people or
Yeah.
anything. But when we were in LA, I had to wear my mask outside because I felt like I couldn't breathe. Just the air.
Mm,
And I'm just like, how the hell do people live like this? Because I've been to other cities before, like Chicago and New York, and the smog was
yeah.
never that bad before.
I'd love to go to Chicago. I've always wanted to go to
Oh,
Chicago.
it's gorgeous. I want to go back
Yeah, I'd
again.
love to go there. Yeah, when I was a kid, when we used to watch American football, the Bears was always my go-to team because it's just going to say my age here because they had a player called the Fridge, and
The fridge.
I'm quite
Why does
old.
that sound familiar? I
Yeah, he was a
probably
big guy. Yes, you're
probably know
younger
who
than
that
me.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a very famous Chicago Bears player, and yeah, he literally was the size of a fridge. So he was
that's
so
awesome.
cool. He was like, yeah, just walked through people. I loved him, and yeah, it was a town out at the Windy City. I've always wanted to go there. Just always looks nice. Always does look nice. Put off a little bit because one of my favourite sitcom, well, I love cop programs, and
Yeah,
Chicago PD. Do you know Chicago
I've
PD, the
heard of it.
program?
I've never watched it.
It puts me off a little bit because it seems like there's a lot of trouble over there.
Dude, that's
I know it's only a TV program, but still, you got to believe them. But yeah, I just love it. Love the accent. Love everything about it over there.
dude, that's everywhere in America. I
Yeah.
mean, hell, you probably watch the news and it looks like America's burning down. I
Yeah.
mean,
Must admit, even when last time when I went to LA, I was like, I felt a bit. Even walking to the shops, where I didn't feel that like in some cities like San Fran or anything like that, but in LA, I did feel a bit wary. Even just going to like leaving the hotel and walking down the road, I
yeah,
was like, I don't know, it's just a weird feeling. Like we go to Vegas and you just walk around everywhere, you just don't care. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
But yeah, it's funny. Like over here, like in London, I feel the same. I never feel safe when I go to London. It's just especially more now. But yeah.
Well,
Even
why is that? Is it because there's more people there now,
I think
or
it's just a mass of people, and it's hard to explain. It's just obviously in major cities, criminality is obviously rife, and London's obviously no different to any other capital city. It's just, but you just don't ever feel like my wife wouldn't go there on her own.
yeah,
Nothing. Loads wouldn't go there all the time on their own, but you go to the tubes and you go to that. I don't know. It just always looks. It's London to me always looks dirty. It just if you go into the
hmm.
main part and it's just I don't know. It's just not. I'm a real countryside kind of boy now. I really am. Like I've
Well, yeah,
been.
and you just moved recently too.
So just moved even more into the sticks now. So yeah, I'm in
Where are you
moved to
at
another
now?
county. So now I'm in a place called it's near a major town. It's called Towcester,
Okay.
um, which is Northamptonshire. So Towcester was like an old Roman town where the Romans used to come through. So it's very like castles, churches, fields.
I love how your
It's
country actually has real history behind it. Like, yeah, this is where
oh
the
yeah,
Romans were, no big deal and all
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Just like our country, it's like not a whole lot of history behind it. Just,
No, there was a big battle there because I went to the local museum and it was so interesting to know. Because I'm not really a history buff or anything like that, but
yeah.
to hear like the stories of when the Romans were under attack from like 230,000 Britons. The Romans were like they were like a fifth of their side, yeah. But they
Yeah.
actually beat the Britons. You look at the history like that, where I think in the battle 400 Romans died to 90,000 Britons because
What
they
the
were so
hell?
technically advanced in their war tactics and the way they could do it. They were just so advanced.
That's crazy.
They literally had this 200,000 people running for their lives. But yeah, there's a lot of history
Man.
over here, and it's a good place to visit. These sort of areas, but you know,
Yeah.
I suppose America does have some history, so maybe some.
Yeah, there's interesting spots like it's a lot more. Oh god, it's a lot more Civil War, American Civil War, and American
Mm,
Revolution like
yeah,
history more than anything. But that's still kind of recent. That's only like 200 years ago.
yeah.
It's
I mean, it has some amazing places to go and visit, like Hoover Dam.
oh
Where
yeah,
else did I went to the big redwood forest as well? That was amazing to go
oh
and
god,
look.
I would like I want to go to California more. Like I want to see Northern
Mm.
California, see the big redwoods.
Yeah, the redwoods were amazing. There was one tree there where you could literally walk through the tree. It had like a doorway. It was so big. You
Oh yeah,
literally
because
walk through the
the
bottom of the tree.
trunks are ginormous
Oh my
and
word,
all
man!
that.
But yeah, no, that was when I did like a tour of America of that sort of coastal area. Best holiday, never forgot it in my life, without a
Yeah,
doubt. Greyhound bus traveling around. It was so class, man, so class. Look,
that's
I got to
awesome.
play, but my dad got me a round of golf. We went and played on what's it called? Palm Beach? Palm Beach?
Okay,
The golf course that does the PGA on there. So we went and played on there. Um, yeah, just amazing. Um,
that's
every
awesome.
what I found was like every city was like a different country.
Oh,
It was just
it
weird.
really is. It's
It's just weird. It's just
like
like going from one to the
each
other.
state is vastly different. I mean,
Mm.
I mean, hell, even Florida, when you cut it up into sections, is vastly different. It's
Yeah, yeah,
you got Central Florida, which is more of a melting pot of like New York, California type people, because that
yeah.
migrate over here. And then Southern Florida is very, very heavily Spanish. You got
Right.
Cuban and
Okay.
Puerto Rican populations that are really
Yeah.
high down there. And then North Florida is the most southern part of Florida. Like it's the southern, like more closely related to the southern states like Georgia,
Yeah.
Alabama, Louisiana,
Right.
stuff
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that.
I've got a couple of patrons that are two from Alabama.
Oh,
They're
nice.
interested. I love it when I speak to them, man. God, interactions. I flipping love it. I
Oh,
just
the
like,
accents and all
yeah,
that.
and they've got a Texan as well, and his little boys in the background. Every time we have our patron meet up, his boy is always he's like looking up his boy, his wife's at work, and he always wants to get involved, or he wants to play like he's playing I don't know, he's playing some computer games or something like that.
Yeah,
And but what he sounds like, have you ever seen that program Young Sheldon?
I've
So
seen one episode.
like the Big Bang Theory. So he sounds
Yeah.
like Sheldon. He's
Okay.
like 6 years old.
Oh,
It's just
damn.
the stuff he comes out with. He's like 6 going on 21. It's just flipping hilarious. He's like playing some fantasy role game, and he's like, I'm just playing arena with his dad. A shout from the back. He's like, Dad, will you be my ex-wife in this game? It's like, I
What?
will not be your ex-wife in this game. And I'm like, and I'm just cracking up because he just comes out with these hilarious things. And then they like have a little argument in the middle of our Patreon session about he won't be his
That's
ex-wife. He said,
great.
but I need you to be. I don't know what he's playing, but it's some kind of game. And it's just like, I just love it. I really do love it. It makes me laugh.
Dude, that's great. That's
Yeah.
great. So how's the new house going?
Yeah, so yeah, all good. So yeah, we moved out, bought this new house. I had to leave my job, so
Oh, at the
job wasn't.
museum.
Yeah, I wasn't too bothered about that because it gone really downhill since COVID in there and made loads of rules, and they didn't really look after us greatly. I'd say through
Yeah.
that. Nice in the way that they furloughed us and paid us, so we had furlough over here where they would pay you to be off. The government put up the money, and you'd get paid.
I know
for
you
not
were
working.
bored as hell during that too. Just
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, that we talk about my mental health just went plummeted because everyone said, "Oh, it must have been nice having a holiday." No, it wasn't nice having a holiday. You literally couldn't leave your house.
it had to be nice at first, like maybe.
First 4 weeks was lovely. I was like making videos every day, streaming. I was like, yeah. And then all of a sudden, you realise, right, I can't do this. I can't do that. At
Oh yeah, because they locked you down hard.
Oh yeah, you're only allowed to go for exercise once a day, so you could go outside and walk around. Obviously, you could do it more, but they didn't send police around hunting you down. But what I'm saying is, they did have police stopping cars on the motorway and then saying, "Where are you travelling to?" Because if you were travelling out of your town, that would get you arrested, basically. So
wow, holy crap, that's insane.
Reason, yeah. So unless you had a proper reason traveling, and if they saw loads of people in the car, they'd, that's when it was really bad. Yeah, moved away, left that job. It was a really weird thing because buy a house, you want to keep steady there, but then I had to give up my job, so did it a bit of a bad combo there of getting into debt with a mortgage and leaving your job, but. Here, nice content, doing 6 or 7 videos a week now, and gradually bringing up the streaming. I've had a problem with streaming, just I don't know, being on camera a bit. Not fancied it. I've done a lot of videos recently where I've not been on camera. I don't know. I think it's just part of that long COVID thing where you lose a bit of confidence and you don't want to do it, and to do it, I've got to do it my way at the moment. So I make content my way, and if people like it, then they watch it. So,
not be beholden to the all glorious algorithm.
No, you've got to do it the way you want to do it. Otherwise, it just becomes unfun. It shows in your vids or your streams, your podcasts, whatever you do. You've just got to do you, especially in these weird times. Even though we're now changing. So, a bit of a weird thing over here. The government got caught having a party in COVID.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
So now all of a sudden next week, no one has to wear masks. He's trying to save himself, so no one has to wear masks anymore. We're all safe, and the lock. When you get positive, now it's not 10 days. We'll make it 5, and then it's going to be 2. And it's like,
they did the same thing over here too. It's like
so it's all a bit. I mean, if it's real, it's good. We're on the way out. But it is going to be like a flu shot every year if you take the jabs. It's going to be. It's going to be no different. And it's just going to be something we're going to live with now. It's not going. So you've got to try and deal with it.
Yeah. It's been interesting. It's like I love seeing all the memes of, there's something like there's a movie that happens where it's, this global catastrophe, and then all the nation's leaders come together in harmony, like all the peoples come together in harmony. It's like, nope, that's not going to happen.
Everyone just wants to do different things, different rules, different that. Some countries have done it good, some countries have done it bad, some waited too long. It was hard. To get everyone universally to do the same thing would be next to impossible, I think.
Oh, yeah.
But, it's just, I don't know, it's just been so hard on everyone. I think all this is
it has been. It's
going to have after effects, but, my
God, especially
didn't come out
younger kids, too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, everyone always says, like, it's really weird, like, oh, the kids, they can't go out, they can't do this, can't do that. Well, look at it reversely. Imagine the old people in the last 2 or 3 years of their life done nothing and just died. I mean, I know it's a bit morbid.
Yeah.
You've got to look at everyone. Yeah, I mean, you'll still be able to go to your parties, do this and do that, but there's been so many, like, older people and stuff that are so set in their routines, everything like that. It's just completely just...
Yeah.
You just can't imagine how big this thing actually was. If you remember going back 2 years, and everyone's like, a few months it'd be all right. Could you actually fathom this thing that's gone on for 2 blimmin' years nearly now?
Well, and what's crazy is, and I don't even know how this is going to sound, but even when the vaccines came out, everybody thought, like, yeah, we just get the vaccines and then we're done. And then that, like, last
Yeah.
summer, it at least felt here in America like things were gonna get back to normal, and then the freaking
Mm.
Delta spike, and
Yeah.
now it's
Omicron. Is it Omicron or
yeah,
Omicron?
Omicron,
Omicron.
yeah,
Yeah.
Omicron, and now they're saying the vaccines aren't as effective against that, and then and they're trying to come out with a new vaccine, and it's like, well, fuck, man,
Yeah.
the vaccines that we took, are they even any good?
Well,
You
the
know?
funny
And
thing, like, I don't know if it's the same for you, but like when we first started, probably with this, and I'd say even up to the past 3 or 4 months, I didn't know anyone that got it. 2 people that a friend knew. That was it. The last 3 or 4 months, brother's got it. Sister-in-law, my brother-in-law, their kids, 5 people at work got it out of a
yeah,
team of 25. Literally, more people in the last 3 or 4 months have got it than any time before in the last year and a half. Actually, I'm sure there's been a lot of people like that as well that just knew no one that got it. Everyone thought it was a bit of a myth, and that's why people, I think, were raging up about it. And then all of
yeah,
a sudden, that when it affects you, like, I've known 2 people that have died from it. So my best mate, his granddad died over in Ireland. Went in for a checkup on his hip. Caught it while he was in the hospital,
oh Jesus,
and then died from it 2 weeks later. I mean, that mental. And then another friend who's actually in America, a friend of a friend, was just talking to him. Felt a bit rough. He was 38. But it went to the brain. Passed away. It's gone.
do you know if he was vaccinated?
I don't know if he was vaccinated. I know. I don't think the granddad was. This was early on. This was really
Yeah,
early
yeah.
on in the stages. But yeah, it's just a weird thing that's just sort of taken over the world. No one truly knows where it started. You know,
Yeah.
all that talk about someone eating a bat and shit like that.
Oh, okay.
And,
Or creating a lab. I don't freaking know. It's just
or it could be anything. It could have been a flipping terrorist attack, and they just don't want to tell everyone because they don't want everyone scared about it.
ooh, we're
It
gonna
could have
get in
been anything.
conspiracy theories now.
Conspiracy.
The
Yeah.
so did
Magic.
you
Could Magic say that?
what?
I
Oh
said,
yeah,
could Magic say that?
yeah. Freaking, did you get your 5G chip from your vaccine? I just got my booster a couple weeks
I'm triple
ago.
jabbed. I'm triple jabbed as well.
So you got your triple 5G.
Yeah, I'm up there. I can get reception anywhere now. And, all the MI5 and MI6, all the top police, they know where I am every minute of the day. Literally sat in front of my PC. They go, they must be bored by now, saying he doesn't move more than 6 foot.
Oh man, yeah, that's how I feel some days. Like, God, it's because I've been trying to go for walks more, and
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
but it's like my days have just been, especially during the week, it's just, get up, go to my computer, work until about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and
Yeah.
then from there try to make some dinner or order something, and just watch TV or play games until bedtime. It's like,
Tell you what's good, what I just got hold of. We can, obviously I'm showing you. So for those that will just be listening, won't be able to see it. But what it is a 6-month daily planner. I'll tell you what, if you've struggled through COVID and stuff like that with getting inspiration to do stuff, everything like that, this thing is really good. Write down your goals. So like for me, it's like the videos and stuff like that, stuff I want to do. And I'll tell you what, it really does help. If you've got something to go to, like it's been there, do your exercise, go for your walk, do this, then give yourself props for doing it and everything like that. It sounds silly. Some people are like, I wouldn't do something like that, but I tell you what, it really does work. It really does help you keep motivated. So we're saying this
that's awesome.
We don't talk about magic. We're talking more about mental health today. But
Hey,
yeah, it is.
We need it.
It is a good thing to do. And also another good thing is card sorting, because I'm sorting my whole collection of commons and uncommons. That keeps me motivated. Literally,
God.
10,000 cards into color and CMC order. That's
Oh God. God. It's like, well, I did my whole sorting months ago, but I hardly get magic. I hardly buy magic cards now. It's like I don't.
I think it was 45 fat pack boxes full of random cards.
Oh
I've
wow.
gradually got them down to colors. Now they're going into like card type and colors and CMC order. So yeah, I'm unemployed, mate. I've got to do something with my time. So I gave so much magic away to like shop when I moved, like tons of shitloads of commons and uncommons, just for new beginners and new players, just to give them to all them. But I still had loads left. So just sorting out, sometimes you come across some really cool cards, like just realised I got like 12 Spore Frogs, stuff like that. So, and that's a decent card to put into green decks that rages everyone.
Yeah.
And then of course the old favourite, Colossal Dreadmore. Can't beat one of them. The old 6/6 trampler. But yeah, I think
I don't have a collection like that anymore.
Oh, because you sold a lot of your collection, didn't you?
I had to.
I remember you doing it last year. You had to do that. Yeah.
I mean,
sometimes it has to be done. It has to be done.
I mean, in one sense, I'm glad because I just had so much. But on the other hand, I'm kind of like, I'm seeing some card prices of cards I used to have just like start shooting up. I'm like, oh fuck. I needed the money at the time because of my house, but like, you're just like, shit, well, I guess I'm never getting that card again because I don't want to pay $50-$60 for whatever.
I know what you mean. I think, probably a lot of people who have been playing a Magic at the time have had to do that. Like, I might have to set out a modern because my PC broke, and if I wanted to carry on doing content, I needed a new PC. I couldn't afford to buy one.
Yeah.
So I sold out of all modern that I had. I kept singles of everything and sold like, if I had like 3 Thoughtseize, I kept 1, sold 3. Anything that was worth a lot, like Cryptic Commands, Snapcasters.
Oh god, that was I had to do the same thing a couple years ago.
Yeah, it's like I
think sold all my
together.
fetch lands and.
Oh yeah. I kept some in and I was very lucky. I pulled a lot in packs. I bought a lot of packs back then when they were doing them, so I had like 8 of each of everything, and basically just went down to play sets, kept 4 for like different commander decks and stuff like that, and. I think I got together just over like 1,200 quid, put up 150, and I bought my new PC. So it got, I needed to do it. It was a bill that if I want to carry on content, mate, I need a PC. So, and then I want one that'll last, at least a test of time for a little bit, because we know that PCs are out of date as soon as you buy them. So
yeah, it's. And now with the video cards and all that stuff, with all the crypto bullshit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is when mine's like an i7, we're probably up to about 11 already now, or something stupid.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't pay attention to PC hardware anymore. I'm like, I know I'm in IT, but I just don't. I don't pay attention to that anymore. I don't even deal with desktops anymore. It's funny because that's how I started off in IT, like doing desktop support and all that stuff, and now it's like if my mom needs help with a computer or something, I'm sort of like her, like I don't know how to fix this. I don't know what to.
Because if my computer breaks, I have a go-to person, which is our friend of ours who used to be a content creator, Mark. Life begins at. Do you remember Life Begins at 20, Mark?
Oh, of course I remember Mark. Yeah.
So he comes around my house. He's come around many a time and fixed my PC, and we have a bit of lunch and stuff like that.
I miss that dude
anymore.
I know.
Yeah, I still keep in contact with him a lot with messages and stuff like that, and we chat. Even invited to his wedding. I think that's this year or next year.
Nice.
So yeah, he comes around. He's a lovely fellow. He just literally, he's so tech savvy. I mean, he built my PC as well. So, he just literally comes around, sorts a few bits out, because I ain't got a clue. I mean, I look at him like, Jesus Christ! I'm like, it won't. I bring him up, it won't turn on. What do I do? And he's like, right, take the front off. I'm like, oh bloody hell, take the front off the PC. What are you talking about?
And, well, it's true. Like once you stop doing a skill, you really do forget it. because it's,
Yeah.
I still remember all the basics of computers and desktops and all that. Like, I know how to put them together, but when it comes to, I don't know, the really deep technical stuff, I don't know anymore. I don't care
No.
to know anymore. I'm past that. I'm all,
As long as it turns on and works, it's fine.
yeah,
Uploads my video. Moved into a new area. We've got this super duper fast internet. So
nice.
my download is 900.
Jesus.
My upload is 850. So when I did a video
way better than
day,
mine.
It was like a 2-hour thing from Twitch, and it did it in like 5 minutes.
Holy
like,
shit!
What the frick? It's like Speedy.
God.
Speedy Gonzalez. Cool.
God, see, we have fiber in our neighborhood now, and I want to get it, but they've got data caps, and I don't want to deal with data caps and all that stuff.
No.
Because not just for content shit, but it's also because I work from home.
Yeah, exactly.
And all that. I don't want to have to accidentally go over the limit because I'm working.
And we've got 2 different internet providers now in the house because like Emma works from home and I do streaming and everything like that. So I don't want any interference when I'm doing hers and sharing with her. So she'll have like the Sky TV one connected to her PCs downstairs and stuff, and then connect to GigaClear up here. And I mean, Sky's all right, but it's like 70 download and 25 upload or something.
I guess as long as it works for her for work.
Yeah, she doesn't need to be doing anything fast. Whereas, when it's like when you're streaming, you've got like things open here, everything going on, and it eats it, doesn't it? And the OBS starts flashing at you. It's like, damn you, damn you.
Yeah, I've been trying to get back into streaming, but it's been hard lately, and it's just been having to be on. That's the hard part.
Yeah, and I thought that after doing it one time, then it would be easier again, but it's still not. Like the first week I started was 2 weeks ago back in. I hadn't streamed for like 3.5 months because we were moving as well, though.
Yeah.
I did it and I was like, right, streaming on Thursday. And it got to Thursday and then I was like, I felt pressure on myself, like, I know I've got to stream at 3. But today I don't want to be on camera. And I'm like, what do I do? And then you end up cancelling it. Then I streamed on the Sunday to make up for it. And then it was the same this week as well. I'm like, I don't know why it's so hard. Literally, if you're sitting around here with no one, I know you're on camera to loads of people, but you can't see anyone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And why is it different to making a video? Why am I sitting here making a video and it's easy, but then I go and stream all of a sudden? But this week's we've had a couple of good ones back, which is nice. And
well, dude, I saw one time you streamed. What was it, last week or something? You had over 100 people or something, or
peaked at 170.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I was gobsmacked by it. I hadn't streamed for like 3.5 months and then had that many people back. Went back to more reality next time, but that was still like 55, and I'm like, that's still bloody good. Because you're competing with how many other Magic people streaming at the same time. It's just see pros get 30 people watching them. So
yeah, which is always crazy to me.
It's mad that you'll get someone that's just obviously good at Magic, whatever, mythic. Then all of a sudden you get someone that's won tournaments, done this, done that. But it just proves a lot of the times it's
personality.
It's personality. Yeah, I wasn't trying to say the pros don't have personality, because some do. Some are really good, but
some of them don't. I mean,
some people don't. That's the way it is.
Why do you think I don't interview a whole lot of pro players anymore?
Yeah.
I mean, well, besides the fact that pro play is non-existent in Magic, but it's also they've got like personalities of bricks.
That it is, yeah. I mean, I can watch SV occasionally, but I'd rather watch his wife now. I've always watched her before him anyway, because I always found her really interactive, and she was always nice on stream. Gabby Sparks. I always have been a fan of hers, and watch Yellow Hat too as well, which is a professional player. It's funny actually because he's a big streamer. No, that day when I raided him that day, like 100 people, and he had like 350 watching him. Raided 100 people. He was like, "Oh, thank God!" Like, 100 people raided. He said, "How do I not know who you are?" We're like, "What? summon no one.
Yeah.
Like, but it was like, oh, like, you expected to know me because I had 100 people watching me at one point. It's like, jeez.
Yeah.
Realised
Whatever.
people are oblivious. You know what I mean? I was like,
Well, I mean, it's well, you and I before we started recording, we got in a little bit of that. Like, it's we're going on what 6 years of doing Magic content,
yeah,
and
same, yeah.
it's I see the same thing at the beginning of every year. There's so many new people that start Magic content. Some succeed, some don't. You know, some go away.
Saturated.
And it gets saturated again. I mean, it's been saturated. Let's be honest.
It's really hard to grow these days unless you get either you're with someone. There's creators out there that have been noticed maybe by a bigger creator, and they've sort of, I wouldn't say helped them along the way because you know they're obviously doing work themselves as well. But in content creating, there is a part of it of who you know.
Oh yeah, it's
on the way without a doubt. It's the same in anything really.
Yeah.
And,
but I notice the same thing like every year. Just all these suddenly new people show up, and you just I once again I can't keep up with it. I don't know who the hell's who anymore, and just
and they put so much work in, like in social media and stuff like that, and I haven't got the time or the inclination to do that anymore. You know, I know it sounds bad, but I use something like Twitter more as an advertising thing, where a lot of other people use it as, you know, what's it? I don't know, like interaction, communication type of thing. Where if you don't interact and communicate, you sort of get shunned away, forgotten about. You don't get seen in their feeds or anything like that.
Yeah. If you don't interact, and I mean, it's really similar. I mean, what I see is just a lot of like what I think you and I did at the beginning too. You know, it's like we did a lot of the same things, and just I don't know. Like I interact more in my Discord than anything now.
Yeah, I do it. Discord and Instagram. Instagram for me.
I can't get into
from
it.
Twitter.
I wish I could get into it. It's just I don't know.
I just like the no. It's a lot less offensive on there.
It's just pictures.
Offensive. It's just pictures and comments, and you can interact there. And sometimes you watch a story. There's nothing else to do with the story.
That's true. It's not Magic Twitter. It's not people writing.
People interact with on Discord, and I'll have people interact with on Instagram. I can put I'm going live on, say, like, come watch me on Twitch. I'm going live. I did it the other day. One single like, not one single retweet, nothing at all. I've got like 2,500.
Are you trying to tell me I need to retweet you more? I'm sorry, man. I don't see it all the time.
You are one of the ones that do the most. But what I'm saying is,
I don't always see it though, because
this is what I'm going to say. Because I don't use the platform a lot. People aren't going to be seeing it because the algorithm won't put me out there. So sometimes you think, oh, I'm just not liked. You can look at it that way, and sometimes you can think that, which is what's. You know, Twitter was never much of a big deal when we were starting content creating. I don't think it was anyway. I don't remember it being like Magic for a whole was like so engrossed on Twitter. It's just like
it wasn't as
so many flipping debates and.
Yeah, Magic Twitter. I mean, Magic Twitter was still a big thing when we first started, but nothing near as important as it is now.
No.
Yeah.
There's people on Twitter that are bigger on Twitter than they are in the content they create. But people see Twitter as content creating,
which I find fucking weird. It's like, but I mean,
it's just strange.
I don't know.
You can have a YouTube. Can get 20, 30 views on their videos. Their Twitter will get 500 likes. I'm like, why are you not supporting that person when they're spending all that time in a video, putting the effort in, maybe writing scripts, filming, doing whatever, editing, thumbnails, doing all that.
Well, Twitter's easier to digest.
It is, isn't it? But I expect
Same
more.
with TikTok,
I don't know. Maybe I
too.
just expect more.
Well, we're also boomers now at this point. We're not.
Yeah, true.
We're getting old. We don't understand what the chitlins are doing, like the whole TikTok thing, and just.
Oh mate, I can't do that. I can't do TikTok. I try to do stories on Instagram. I don't know about TikTok. I'm like,
well, I look at TikTok I mean, obviously, I don't use the platform right because people just do stupid dances and stupid shit on there. I'm sorry,
I
TikTok.
know.
For anybody listening, watching, TikTok is fucking dumb. All it is Vine, again, and people
Yeah.
doing all these dumb dances and stuff. Like you're all cringy looking.
Miming to songs, and some people just
Yeah,
stand there
it.
and look at you, and they're like 25,000 likes. I'm like, why? What? Don't get. I
So,
watch some, and I find it funny because you watch
yeah,
them on the
there's some
reels of
that
like
do it
Instagram.
do good stuff on there. Some of it can
Yeah.
be funny, but
Yeah.
got like a lot of the magic TikTok. It's dumb. I'm sorry, it's
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
I don't care if that gets me canceled or whatever. It's dumb. it,
I just
it's not
I think
content,
it is.
people. It's not content.
I look at it and just think, and I look at things like shorts and stuff like that, and seeing people get Magic community 30, 40, 50,000 views. I'm like, is that what people really want to watch now? They just want 10 seconds, 15 seconds of a video? I mean,
Well,
it's just a weird concept. It's like,
it's a very easily digestible thing. Because if you notice, like
Mm,
all social media sites are trying to do that. It's Facebook does it now, Instagram.
mm,
I mean, Twitter tried, but they failed. Uh,
yeah,
and it's and if you go on Reddit is filled with so much videos just like that are like 10 to 30
yeah,
seconds long.
mm,
It's just a way to just keep mass producing, churning out
yeah.
little content bits. So I'm not surprised that stuff gets so many
Uh,
views.
watch some
Yeah.
Jake and Joel ones, and they do like commander combos and stuff like that, and they're really cool, interesting. Do you know what I mean? You look at it and go,
Yeah.
like less than a minute video. Um, obviously edit it as well because it looks nice as well. It's not just like someone in front of the camera just I mean a song or something like that. Nothing against people do that, but
Yeah.
to me, they've done this, they've edited. It looks really cool. I'm like, yeah, and I'm looking at their views and I'm going, fucking hell, do I need to start doing them again? Because I started doing them and I started off getting nice views, but then they just plummeted and they started to affect my other videos as well.
Oh
So
yeah. Yeah.
but I'm sort of delving on the idea of actually starting a Total MTG Shorts YouTube channel just for shorts,
Okay.
just as like a little side project. So it doesn't, because people they've been on my channel so long now. There's things they like and don't like. Like I'd love to do more Commander on there. But people know me for standard. You get pigeonholed and it's really annoying.
Yeah.
But, it's just sometimes you have to do what you're passionate about. So I will do that video occasionally where I might showcase, like I did one showcasing Tachi or I'll do my decks and stuff. Especially if I'm doing 6 or 7 videos a week, there's going to be 1 or 2 that I want to do that I really, really enjoy doing. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, show the passion.
You gotta
What you like
show
doing.
that magic passion. That's why I've been so
Yeah,
passionate about magic lately. I'm doing a D&D show now.
yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw your characters on there.
Oh, dude, I'm
Yeah,
excited as hell about that. It's Pixie and I have been planning this since October, I want
yeah,
to say. Like, we've had a bunch of meetings
yeah.
with the other players. We're going to be recording. So, when this episode comes out, I think we will have already recorded the first episode because we're not doing this
Right.
live on Twitch. Hell no.
I don't know.
No, I can't because I'm going to be DMing, but I'm also going to have to be recording, have to have all my
Yeah,
notes up on the screen and stuff physically in front
yeah.
of me. I can't concentrate if I know we're going live
Mm,
and then having to make sure we're not losing internet connectivity, you know what I mean? And
yeah. Is it going to be a big edit? Is it going to take a lot to edit?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
Like, I'm only probably going to edit out, dead parts. Like, if I have to look up a
yeah,
rule, like, takes me 5 minutes to look up a rule, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
But I just want to record it and then we'll just premiere it on Twitch.
yeah. You contact Watsy about maybe getting involved with you or anything like that, or
No,
because I know they've been interested in those sort of things before.
no, it's
Merchant did one, and they did some stuff for him. I don't know what they did, but
no. I mean, I don't know. I don't care about that.
yeah,
Let's see how this show goes. And then
Yeah.
then maybe, once I have this under my belt, I can go to WotC and be like, yo, MFers, look at this.
A few episodes. And,
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a good project, mate. I think it seems quite popular at the moment as well. Back again, D&D again. I know it's always popular. What I'm saying, it seems like picking up again, which is always good for a game when it can be revitalized and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, we wanted to talk about Magic Twitter. All right, let's have a Magic Twitter bitch fest here. Okay.
Yeah.
So my big thing lately is Commander, right? So I don't know what the hell is going on with Commander lately, or the Commander community. All right, so what was it? In 2020, at some point, COVID started happening, and we had this whole talk of power levels, right? Which, wasn't a perfect system, but it at least helped some of us gauge, like, possibly how strong some of our decks were, right?
We used to go by that...
the Command Zone one, or the Channel Fireball
one. Yeah, which was me was a good way of gauging decks, because I always
it wasn't perfect.
Struggle.
Yeah,
but I like a little guy, because I always struggle gauging my decks, because I personally think everyone gauges their decks. Well, they have to completely different to anyone else.
Oh, dude, like I still remember when I built Winota Allies, and I go to play it on stream the first time. I'm like, oh, this deck isn't that strong. And then all of a sudden, each time I play it, I'm like, oh, fuck, this is really, really strong. Because it didn't feel like I was building it to be that good. You know what I mean? So sometimes you don't notice you build a deck super strong.
Yeah, exactly. I remember in a stream I got moaned at because my deck was too strong. It was a budget deck that cost $70. It was built as a budget deck. It was a Toski deck. It was built as just burn creature sideways, draw cards. That's all it was. I've got, oh my god, you're just playing that stupid value green deck. I'm like, really? It's a $70 budget deck. It was a casual game. I can't mention the word casual.
Oh god, we'll get into that.
I think it was like I don't know what power level, 5-6. I thought, well, this is a $70 deck, so that tells you something straight away. Some decks can have a card that's worth more than my whole of the deck, but I built it to be synergistic. Green is actually, people moan about blue. Green is actually the powerful card in Magic. It's a lie. Me and you are both blue mages. It's a lie. Green draws just as well as blue. It has big stompy creatures.
Way too much ramp.
Yep. It's got like, what's that? Growth of Itmog. It's got two of those lands that make... There's a really expensive one, and then there's Growth of Itmog in it. I can't remember.
You're talking about Gaia's Cradle?
Gaia's Cradle.
Yeah.
It's got stuff like that. It's just... It can go off the wall. It really can. Then, what deck playing green doesn't then run big behemoth and comes down +X, stomp, game over, see you later. There's so many decks that do that. And
it gets boring.
I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, it's part of the game.
Yeah, if someone does that, I go, yeah, fair play, game 2, let's go. That's just me. I don't care if I bring a precon, someone that's playing a strong deck. I'm playing what I want to play. I want to test it against stronger decks, maybe, see what I need to change, see why I do this.
Yeah.
There's so many different reasons why power level is so hard to talk about in Commander. It's like I said, your power level. You might think your what's your mono black deck that's really good?
A Yara.
Yara could be casual deck, whatever. If I look at that as your casual medium deck, but some people play they go, oh my god, I've just been annihilated. So then they haven't played your Arbiter deck. It's your power deck. So for you, Arbiter is your power level. Yara,
yeah, like Arbiter and Crewfix would be what I consider my most tuned, powerful decks.
A Yara is super synergistic. Literally, and win with Saint cards.
Oh, dude! Every time I've played a Yara, I don't know how many times I've told people, if you keep killing a Yara, I can't win. And yet, a lot of times if I protect her or keep bringing her back, it's like,
And just because you can keep bringing back Gary, Grey Merchant, the best
yeah,
card of all time, doesn't mean your deck's super powerful. It doesn't mean it's just got that synergy. Gary comes in, does damage, it dies, or you put regeneration, or you flip it. It's just a cool win con. It's just all it is. But some people, I'm sure you played with, maybe they've told you or not, but they would go, flipping that is too powerful to play for me. It's not. It's just like, play me Arbiter deck. Play your Arbiter deck, then you'll see power. You won't be able to do a single thing. I've played against it. You know what I mean?
God. I think oh god, that deck's so miserable to play.
But for players like me, who I'm a control player, I love playing control. The community I see on my Twitter makes me feel like I can't play it because I'm told that it's not fun. It's too slow. Doesn't let people do what they want to do. Then on the sub turn of that, everyone says, you can play what you want to play. No one should restrict you from playing what you want to play, but what makes you fun. So you're sort of cut in that middle bit where, at the end of the day...
But as long as your fun...
doesn't encroach on their fun.
Doesn't encroach on their fun, yeah.
And it's like, there's the Rule Zero was great at the start, but now it's like we were saying, it's getting very long, and I still think Rule Zero is a good idea. I think you really got to stop trying to craft the perfect game. Got to let sometimes
you're not going to have
what happens.
Yeah.
And then you say afterwards to say, geez, that deck was a bit strong, which I'm sure is how it goes in the majority of pods. I'm sure the majority of people don't get the ump, but like sometimes it doesn't happen that way, and it makes for such a bad experience. I don't care if you combo off of me on turn 4. It doesn't make my experience bad. That just means we play game 2. If you're playing that deck, I'll bring out a stronger one. That's the idea of it to me.
Yeah.
The way I look at Rule Zero is try to have a gauge of what our decks are. Everyone happy with what everyone's playing. Yeah, I think when you start going down to certain cards, you can't play this, you can't play that, you can't play this. Well, I don't know. I just don't find that. I find it a bit weird. I know some people are playing decks with no soul rings. The whole pod say no soul rings, which is fair enough.
Yeah, that's fine.
Need soul ring just to ramp out, but soul ring turn 12 is not very good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Soul Ring turn 1 is good. Play modern. Turn 1 Thoughtseize is bloody good. Don't see people wanting to chuck out Thoughtseize, and that's in a 60 card deck. Soul Ring, you've got to get 1 in 99 chance. I mean, that's just my thoughts. A lot of people would disagree with that because I'm like 100 card decks. You've got to pull them. You've got to pull the cards.
From what you're saying, the most important part, at least to me, about Commander is finding a play group that you enjoy and click with.
Yeah.
Because there are certain things I don't like in Commander. Like, I don't like infinite combos anymore in Commander because just me personally, I don't play infinite combos anymore because they bore me. The deck just turns into find your combo pieces and then win. And if you want to, if you want to play infinite combo, cool. Whatever. Go jerk yourself off.
I don't know much about CEDH. But to me, if you're playing something that can do these combos turn 3, turn 4. I spoke to one of my patrons. He's got a deck that wins turn 1 in Commander. It's CDH. That's what it surely has to be.
Yeah.
Nothing casual. It depends how you look at the word casual.
Oh god, that's a whole nother friggin' conversation too.
EU, Dixie, and I don't know, Mark, for instance. We could play turn 1 combo decks, all of us. Still be casual to us because we're all friends and we're just playing casually together. We're not playing for like $100 prize. We're not playing for ranking points. But then casual when you're playing with people you don't know, then translated towards the power of the decks. If I'm playing with 3 people I don't know, casual means a different thing. me, this is what it means. I don't know you yet. We're playing a game. But to them, casual will say, casual always seems different to people. That's why the word is really, it probably shouldn't be in Commander. It's a bit of a, because it causes too many arguments, doesn't it?
Dude,
it causes too many arguments.
I saw some person write some manifesto on like how to determine casual decks in Commander. Like, just I sort of started reading through this, and then I just like X'd out of it. Like, I don't need to read some fucking 10-page essay about what's casual. Like, get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry. It's the Commander community has gotten to a point where it's a bit ridiculous now. It's like you said, everybody wants to craft this perfect game. Everybody wants the perfect experience. I'm sorry, this isn't a D&D game where a rule 0, a session 0 is needed so you can actually talk about the kind of game you want.
Yeah.
Because D&D games can last for a long time. So it makes sense to have rules and boundaries in it. And I'm not saying don't have rules and boundaries in Commander, but come on. It's also like a game can take 45 minutes. Let's just play,
Yeah. I know there's a lot more Commander players now, because since COVID, everyone streams Commander now.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's on Spell Table. Which to me is always, to me for a community member, it's brought a different thing as well, where people will invite. You can see it. People invite certain people, and they don't invite others. I can see it. That is just way, I suppose, of life, and way things happen. Some people like some people don't like others. But it doesn't mean you're not felt left out of certain things, and then that it's a weird sort of progress, content creating and stuff like that, where want to be involved with everyone, then there's clicks, everything like that. So
oh my god, dude, you just described it perfectly. There are times where even now I'm like, I want to be involved with everyone, and then I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good. You know what I mean?
I don't want the headache. You just want to. Maybe it's a game of Command. You just want to sit down and play and know that you're not going to have. Like we said, we are both good with rule zeros. We're both good with it. We're not against it. I'm not into one, like someone's put on my tweet the other day, they had a rule 0 for a Commander game that was an hour and a half.
What?
I have games that don't last that long. What?
Rule 0 should just really be, hey, what do we not want to see? Hey, let's not see infinite combos. Okay, cool.
So we rule 0, we turn up with our decks, none of us knew we were playing. 3 of us turn up precons, you turn up with Arbiter. We go, hold on a minute, there's something wrong here, right? You go, yep, I didn't know that. Either all you swap or I swap, we swap, and then we play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, or we say, we all go as a group, right, Zuby can be arch enemy, he can play Arbiter, we'll go with our precons, and all 3 of us will attack you if we can.
That'd be fun,
And you go, bring it on.
And then I die because I don't play any creatures.
Yeah, you'll be like, oh, these bloody weenies everywhere. But we'll be so far behind because we're putting in our tapped lands constantly and our tapped artifacts. You set the board before we even had a chance. But yeah, I say not against it, but it's getting a bit silly. Silly, and it puts you. It will put people off playing as much as it will encourage some people to play, because I've seen people say, they want their Commander games as a safe zone and stuff like that. I'm like, playing a card game, you quickly work out who you want to play with and who you don't want to play with. Everyone has bad experiences, but I can tell you something. In 6 years of playing Magic and Commander, in 6 years, I've had 2 bad games Commander in my life, and that is it. And for the first 5 years of that, there was never a rule 0. We had one problem in our LGS. We played someone that killed someone's Soul Ring turn 1. We were like, and they was turn 3 or 4. All they had was 1 land and a Soul Ring. They struggled with land. This player killed their Soul Ring, knowing that they'd missed 3 land drops. We were like, if you do that sort of thing again, you're not playing with us. Because we don't do that. You don't do that.
I guess my version of Rule 0, like when I used to play a lot in LGS's Commander, it used to just be sort of similar to the power level talk, like, is just how strong is your deck type thing.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't have a power level attached to it, but it was just more of...
You might name a few cards you have, because like we say, power levels are different. So, like, when I went to go on someone's stream the other week, everyone said, like, 7s to 8s. Then I saw what they were putting down on the table. One put a deck list, and I thought to myself, that's not a 7 to 8 to me. It's more like a 5 to 6. So, you know, like I said to you, I private messaged the person that was doing the stream and said, look, my 8 has like 0 costing counter spells. It's an 8 to, you know, it could be seen as an 8 to 9, but it's not CEDH by any touch over it is not CEDH. It's ramp with 4 counter spells, but the 4 counter spells are the best in the business. That's all it is. You know what I mean? It was just to talk like, okay, I'll dull down a bit, and I did. So I dulled down to what their 7 is, and mine's more like a 5 to me. So the game was super balanced. It went on for an hour and a half, and you know, people just got taken out round, you know, one by one, as it normally does. There was no quick combos, there was nothing like that, and it was a good game. But if I'd taken the other deck, probably would have, you know, inflared a few people. Especially chat, because there's another thing I want to talk about. This I think Commander community needs to stop hating on Simic. It needs to stop hating on colours of Magic. Flipping annoys me. I've never known anything. So I actually responded to someone the other day because they said they compared Simic, people that like the colour grey, people that like vanilla ice cream, people like this because they play Simic.
What?
They didn't see a problem in that.
I guess I don't follow or I mute or block people who... Cause
I didn't follow them. Someone tagged me in and said, do you feel personally attacked, lol?
Was that me? Was that me that did that?
It was my friend Adam.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, like, because I know I've tagged you in some stuff before.
Oh, yeah. But in the end, I'd had a day, that day, see, we talk about when we have bad days. I'd had a day where I'd done a video months ago, someone commented, and I don't ever, 99.9% of the time, I don't let comments ever get to me because you get trolls on there, you don't care.
Oh yeah.
And it was a stats-based video on top 5 historic decks, and it just so happened that the top 3 or 4 of them were aggro decks because that's what everyone was playing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like meta historic decks. And they said I was manipulating players to play an aggro. Aggro is for dumb people, don't know how to play, and you want people to, because you're dumb, you want people to play all these stupid aggro decks, and it literally went on for ages, mate. It was a scroll of stuff like that.
Wow.
And, you know, I did respond like, I said, first of all, I'm a Blue Mage control player. You obviously don't know me or the channel. I would never, and I don't manipulate people into it. I said, what benefit do I have? It's like, this is a stats based. I've got the information. This is the decks. I can't help that they're the decks, and you don't like aggro. But yeah, then on the same day, I had this person, I got tagged in, and comparing Simic, and I said, I'd rather just play Magic, not compare people to what they like outside of the game to what the colours they play in Magic when it's a flipping card game. I mean, it's all about, like we say, everyone wants to be inclusive. People want to let people play what they want to play. They don't want to have a go at people because you want to play red or you want to play aggro. If you've got a problem with a colour in Magic, what else have you got a problem with outside of life? You know what I mean? Look at it like that. Have you got a problem with, you know, oh, I'm from the UK, so you won't like me. You know? You're Mexican. Oh, I won't like them. You've got a problem with me and people that play Civic because they like playing. Oh, if you like them, you must be boring. Oh, you've got no ideas. You like the colour grey. Oh, you love wearing plain white T-shirts. I'm like, fucking God, this person is a big deal on Twitter. It's for a big Commander site. I'm like, just blocked him. Responded. Didn't give him a chance to respond back.
Oh, you're going to have to tell me who that is when we're done recording.
I will say, yeah. But do you see how stupid Magic Twitter can be and the extent that they can take colour of Magic? They want
Oh
to
my god,
compare
dude, it's
players to it
yes.
outside of life and say, well, sorry, you're a red player, so that must mean you love blood, you must love this, you must love that. You know what I mean? It's like, what the
Dude, in
weirdo.
Magic Twitter can be so predictable sometimes too. There was what was it, a month or two ago, I wanted to make a post and I was hoping it would incite Magic Twitter, especially the Commander one, where I made a post saying like if you play these cards in Commander, you're not playing casual. And it was like
Yeah.
it was like
Oh my god, yeah.
it was like Jeweled
I thought.
Lotus, Mana Crypt, Smothering Tithe, and something else. I don't remember what the cards were. And
I
oh my,
remember.
the amount of responses I got and so many mad people. I think
I remember
sparked a bigger discussion on like what is casual and all this stuff. And I'm just like,
that. You fire starter, you.
I couldn't help it. It was, but it's also in another sense I kind of felt um in a way that people's version of casual is completely fucking skewed. And this is more towards when you are playing with people outside your play group, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. If you've someone you've been playing with for 6 years, one would know every one of their decks probably
Yeah.
because you're friends and you play, and you normally would play a different deck every time. Um, yeah, when you're playing with new, the rules are different, which is fair enough because you don't know anyone, you don't know what their levels are, skill levels,
You don't know how they build their
um,
decks and all that, and
and they take the banter. A lot of people can't.
yeah.
The amount of times I've attacked someone first, and they've actually been offended. It's like a lot, with people I don't know. Um, then at the
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
time, like you say, they don't want you to roll a dice, choose who to play. Some people, which it's weird because I've always done that sort of thing just as a random thing, but
Yeah.
it's sometimes I think, rolling the dice, random, have fun. Kicking someone out can be seen as being aggressive.
Yeah.
Right?
And you
Can
don't
be.
know
So
how
you
people
can
are
look
going
at
to
it both
react. I
ways.
mean,
You want a casual friendly game, or do you want me to go, oh, I don't know, oh, I hate Simic. I don't care what if that person's on like 2 life and everyone else is on 500. I'm going to attack that person first
yeah.
because I've got I hate Simic because they love the vanilla ice cream. You know what I mean, it's just like, for sake.
Yeah, it's crazy because I've been on some streams where people will talk about like their casual deck, then by turn 4 they do some infinite combo, and it's like, oh, okay, come on, okay, in that aspect that's not casual. All right, that's
No,
that's
no.
kind of a skewed version of casual. So I
I think Magic as a whole is like that. The Magic player can be like that. If you transfer that across to Magic Arena, right, and you go in the play section, will constantly meet the top decks: mono white, Epiphany, mono green, all them.
oh, I'm sure it's always been like that. I can't.
But in the casual play section, you could you get you can transfer it across both formats. You can look at everyone's perception of casual is completely different. Doesn't matter what they do. They could say this is my casual deck. Well, what is it? Oh, it's affinity. It's casual. I could win turn 3. What you say about that? It's just like,
So
okay.
so I think I know the answer to this. We need to write a 10-page manifesto on what casual is. Everybody needs to read it before we all sit down and play, sign it, make sure we get a notary, you get it
Yeah.
notarized, and then after
No,
2 hours of debating and deliberating on what our decks can and can't do, then we can play.
I I actually put up because we're so annoyed about casual being spoke about on Twitter so much. I actually copied the casual actual meaning from a dictionary, the Oxford Dictionary, and put it as a tweet once. Just say this is what casual actually means, not what you think it means.
Oh god, I'm so
got
so bored
0
of it.
likes. 0 likes.
I'm so bored of it. I'm so bored of the discourse. I'm just this is why I've muted and unfollowed and blocked so many people, because I'm just
Yeah.
like when the whole command zone video came out talking about changes need to be done in Commander. I had no idea like there was even a huge discourse on Twitter about it until I think someone on my Discord told me about it. And then I go watch the video, and I gotta say, I kind of agreed with a lot of the points Jimmy and
I
Josh
didn't
were
watch the video. I heard about it, but I
talking
didn't
about.
watch it.
Well, one of the big things they were talking about that I really agree with was the homogeny of Commander, where
Yeah.
just it's gotten to a point where, and this happens with every single Magic format, where it gets homogenized and optimized to the point where you always want to play the best cards because it's just gotten so popular. That's just what happens. People just always
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
optimize,
Yeah, yeah.
and it feels like Commander feels like it's not the format where you can just sort of build whatever and
Oh
have
no,
fun.
it's really hard. Unless you, like you say, you have the chat at the start where you're saying
Yeah.
$50 decks. You know, we normally you do that, but I mean, literally, the chat should just be that. Everyone, play on Thursday, $50 decks, no more. Or oh, we're all playing precons. You can do like $20 upgrades or $10 upgrades. But like you say, when you're playing with the randoms, it generally doesn't go like that because if I'm playing someone who's playing mono white, I'm going to think, right, this player's playing Smothering Tithe, they're playing this, they're playing that. You just because you sort of got in your head that everyone will play that card
Well, yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
so good. And I remember trying to take someone out in a game once because I knew colors they were playing, so I'm preempting that they might have a Wrath of God, they might have this, because they had no creatures on board. So I attacked the person then, because I'm thinking, and that's just my way of, I'm not doing it out of maliciousness or I don't like the person or I don't like the color they're playing. I'm just like tactically thinking, I can take you out when I want. I can take you out, but then saying that's not how you should play in the then you have an argument about, well, that's not casual because I've not done my thing yet. Well, I've had decks that I've played 3 or 4 times that haven't done their thing yet. You just have to keep playing. That's Commander. It's 100 card format. You've got 99 cards. Unless you're running like multiple tutors,
Yeah.
sometimes you don't get to do your thing, do you? That's just the way it is. But don't have a go at me just for attacking you in a game of cards.
How
Jesus
dare you?
Christ.
How dare you?
So
Especially
rude.
for playing one-on-one, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, who do I attack? The
don't
person to
attack
the
me.
left? That's me. Attack my creature sideways. It has to come all the way around to me.
And so lately I've actually been getting back into Magic Online because I can't stand Arena anymore. Like, it's just... the only thing I like with Arena now is just playing Limited. But...
It's made me dumb as a Magic player. Like when I'm playing Commander, I'm missing some stuff sometimes because I'm so used to Arena just telling me what to do. It's just annoying.
It makes you lazy, and it's...
Yeah, it really does. But you spoke about MTG the other day, and I'd be interested in playing a bit of Commander on there just to try decks out, and then think, oh, I might, make a online version and think I might get the paper version of that. I always like it. That's what I always liked it for.
Yeah, I've been just building my paper decks on there.
Yeah.
And
oh, nice, getting more reps into them and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, some of the decks I've built so far, they aren't one-to-one replicas because some of the cards I have in paper are way too expensive and on Magic Online, like, Force of Will, Force of Negation, and all that. I'm like, I'm not paying that much money.
No.
But dude, I love how cheap the dual lands are on freaking Magic Online, and obviously what's great about it is I can cash out too if I don't want to play anymore.
That's the good thing. I mean, I've built up some stuff over time and cashed out a few times. And
I've done that too.
Cashed out fully, but a massive, I got like $900 once, and I was like,
oh dang,
Jesus, that was like a real good heyday one. But I was pissed because like the week before it was valued at like 1,300, and I was like, it just dropped because I think this was the time when Arena was going to come out. I was like, I need to sell. I didn't sell straight away, and then I was like, took a massive hit. I was like, shit, I just got to sell these quickly. So I went to one of the card holders or something like that and just sold it all. But like I said to you, I'm still sponsored by Mana Traders.
That's right.
they do a prescription, so you have to pay monthly, but then you do get to hire what you want. So it's good for that, where you go, right, I want to play this commander deck today, I want to play this. Then you can just gradually, like you doing, build up your own collection at the same time. Yeah, I'd like to maybe try some of my decks on there. That'd be really fun to play that.
Yeah, I've just been going in the random commander games, and
Yeah.
it helps me see some commanders I've never seen before, like play against, and it's I don't know, I've been having fun with it. I've won some games, lost some games. It's my freaking Maha deck has been winning a lot every time I play it. My Selesnya tokens deck.
Right, okay.
Do you remember what Maha does?
I remember Maha.
Maha is it's a 5-drop, whatever power and toughness, but it's a landfall where every time you play a land, create a 1/1 human token.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She came out in Kaldheim, and
Okay.
and so basically my whole deck is just a lot of ramp. Get a lot of landfall triggers, and then just
How
get
did you say? Selesnya?
Selesnya, yeah.
Yeah.
So just
Sorry.
do a lot of token shenanigans and
Like Felidar Retreat and stuff like that. And
yeah. I've got that in there. I just played a game last night on Magic Online. I put it on my Twitter where I had a Mycoloth out and just kept building up a shit ton of Saprolings, and then
yeah.
freaking killed everybody just by swinging with so many tokens.
Being a touch over there, I love Landfall. I just freaking love it.
I like it too. It's
like that one we were speaking about earlier. That's good in that sort of deck where you Unnatural Growth, that enchantment that doubles the power and toughness every combat. When you start building them up with all the counters and everything like that. So in Selesnya, that'd be really good. So you get all your tokens, they get all their counters, then you're swinging for like so much.
Unnatural Growth. Oh, that's the Midnight Hunt one. Okay.
Yeah, really sweet card. I've put that in.
It's not that expensive either. It's only like $6.
Nice. That's such a cool card.
That is one good thing about a lot of the cards coming out lately is a good chunk of them are not expensive.
Yeah, you can pick up some real good commander staples that I think will turn out to be really good. I've been putting in a lot of decks, which was recent one. There's Prosperous Innkeeper, 2-drop that comes in.
The D&D one.
I put a lot of that in green decks in Commander. It gives you a bit of life gain, and it ramps you out as well, and it gives you a blocker. It's pretty 2 mana. It's pretty sweet. It's only an uncommon, really cheap to pick up.
Unnatural Growth on Magic Online is 30 cents.
Well, you're going to be getting that for the deck.
30 cents, yeah. Probably. Oh, yeah.
Then just get another enchantment to give them all trample. GG's. That's it.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely going to get that card. And then...
That's one of my favourite cards from the set. It's just so good. I was just trying to see if I had that. Funny enough, I'm sorting the green colours at the moment. Green colours.
God, I've been really tempted to just take apart almost all my EDH decks lately. Like, especially the ones I know I don't play a lot of. Like, the ones I definitely know I want to keep are Sisay, Krufix, Arbiter, and Otrimi, or like the 4 I know I want to keep the most. Because I love my Mutate. I love it.
That is strong. Unless you're playing against someone that's got Sacrifice, it can just steamroll. It's so hard. Once you get the hexproof on it and stuff like that, it's so hard to deal with. No Path to Exiles. It gets the Indestructible, so it's no Wraths killed it. It's just really hard to deal with. You really need like Sacrifice, highest tough. That's the only way really to deal with it. With any kind of Voltron commanders.
I love it. I love Mutate. I used to have Voltron too.
Yeah, I had Sigarda.
I had Geist at one point. My new Voltron commander is Rogak and Falthus, but I'm thinking about taking that apart because it's a really fun budget deck, but God, it's terrible because I built it for like 20-30 bucks.
Yeah.
It's got some really good equipment in there.
Is Rogard, yeah. So Rogard and Ardleen. Is it Ardleen?
Oh, yeah, the white one.
Yeah, so white red with Rog.
That's really good.
Play at turn 0, and then just get the other one on, then it can just get so out of hand.
Yeah.
I just go unblockable and indestructible, like you say, unless they got sacrificed, they just can't deal with it. It just does the commander damage just like that.
Yeah, it's dumb.
I'm building my first CDH deck.
Ooh.
Build. Because I want to say I've got one. So, what is the card? I can't.
Yeah, who's the commander?
Oh, my commander. Let me just have a quick look. Who's the guy that's helping me build it? It's my friend Krovax. It's Oswald Fiddlebender.
Isn't that a white card from the D&D set?
Yeah, so what it is, yeah. So it has magical tinkering. It's a 2/2 for 2. Pay 1 white, sacrifice an artifact, search your life for an artifact card with mana value 1 plus sacrifice mana of the other artifact, put it onto the battlefield, shuffle your library. So there's a combo for this.
Okay.
That he's told me about. Involves a couple of different cards. Which ones was it? Magistrate Scepter and Core Tapper and Mimic Vat. And then it just goes off from there apparently. So he's like my CDH patron that helps me out. And he's like, I'll help you build a deck. And I was like, cheers. So yeah, I picked up Oswald the other day. Yeah, that's one of my next projects. Build just so I've got one, then I can say, right, who wants to play a CDH game? But that is the kind of thing that I'd like to get onto MTGO practice, because you need practice those sort of decks.
Yeah, especially if it's combo stuff. Yeah,
because I don't play combo. You know, I've got combos in Tachiova, but it's like a 4-card combo that takes a lot to do, and it's not, you know, it's not searchable. So yeah, I'm not really a combo player at all. So CEDH to me is combo. You've got to win quick. I want to see if I enjoy it. It's a budget combo. It's not, you know, the Oswald cost me like $1.
Yeah, it's not an expensive card.
And the other part of the combo, I think, in total cost of 3 cards is $2. So and then it's just putting it out with the normal white ball, you know, the white bullshit like smothering tires and everything that's just disgusting.
Yeah. You gotta have all that shit in there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so gotta give that a go. And the other project, because we're all about Commander, and if anyone listens to this, I'm actually more of a standard content creator, but my passion is Commander. So I'm gonna build a Commander deck based around Cersei, the character from Game of Thrones.
Oh, games. Okay.
I'm going to do a film themed. I was going to do Lord of the Rings, but everyone does Lord of the Rings. So I'm going to have is it Marquesa as Cersei, Queen Marquesa.
Yeah.
Cersei, and then I'm going to build everything based around the characters.
That'll
Game
be
of
cool.
Thrones. Yeah, so that'll be a real fun build to do. So I've got some cards, like, you know, I've got to find cards for the Mountain and Jaime Lannister and all those. It's just going to be really fun.
Cool.
In a mixture of cards together, and see if it works. It's just going to see if it works. Yeah, for a nice casual deck.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry, use that word again.
Casual, damn.
Friendly deck.
Are you a fan of Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, love it.
Are you excited about this new show coming out?
I'm interested to see what it's going to be like.
I'm kind of dreading it.
You always get worried when it's got classics like Lord of the Rings. I think it's gonna be bad. It has to be bad.
Well, especially lately, like just the shows that have been coming out. Like, I've only read a little bit of Wheel of Time, but from what I've heard, that people who've watched the Wheel of Time show, I guess they say it's really mixed. Like, some episodes are good, some episodes are really bad. I'm no interest in it, though.
So me, I mean, I love Lord of the Rings. I love all the Hobbit series as well. I can quite easily watch all them as well. They're not as good as the first three, but I quite like them. I watched Five Armies twice this week. Yeah, I just love it when the Scottish comedian comes down on his pig.
Oh
With the
yeah,
dwarves.
yeah.
Oh, I love that, and then I just love that part.
It's whenever I watch The Hobbit.
For a wee moment. Can I have your attention for a wee moment? Your mind's sodding off. Just love it.
Whenever I watch the Hobbit trilogy, I got to turn my brain off because I'm like a Tolkien purist and all that. Because obviously the Hobbit movies are completely different from whatever Tolkien intended. I mean, and even the Lord of the Rings trilogy, there's some parts of those movies that I just absolutely detest that they put in. Even to this day, even though I love the movies. But man, with this new show that's gonna be about all based off of stuff in the Silmarillion, where it takes place before the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit and all that. I don't know. I'm just worried like they're gonna. I don't know. And Peter Jackson is like not really involved in this, and he at least really really cares about Tolkien and Middle Earth and all that. And
yeah.
It's like, is this gonna be some corporate bastardized version of we got to hit all the ticks, we got to make it just like Game of Thrones, and it's like, God, no,
worst ending ever of a freaking series.
God, dude, tell me about it. Holy shit,
that was so bad.
It's
don't know anyone that said it was good at the ending. Don't know anyone.
I don't have an issue with what happened in the series, but I feel like they cheated to get there.
Yeah.
Like the whole spoilers, whatever. It's been I don't know how many years now since Game of Thrones has ended. With Daenerys turning mad, like it's not out of the realm of possibility for her character to do that. It just felt so sudden,
It's just too quick, wasn't it? It's just like, and.
It didn't make sense.
Kill Cersei, it should have been her then. To me, when the dragon come up there, have Cersei and Jaime die under a rubble was crap.
Yeah, it completely changed Jaime's character completely.
Yeah. Now, if she's going mad, to me, Jaime should have come up to that balcony with Cersei, and then she just rise up with the dragon and just burn them to whatever, oblivion.
Yeah.
That could have been at least because she hated her. So, I know the Dragon Ball building's down, but I just like, oh, God's sake. And then John just, gave her a little knife in the back. There you go, you're dead. It's like, okay. He goes off. Yeah. All of a sudden, Bran's king. What? Shut up.
Because Bran's got the best story to tell him. Like, God.
He's just, he's going to go to war.
And he did nothing.
Nothing at all.
Like, I remember being so excited during the whole fight between the White Walkers, and I'm like, oh shit, we're gonna see Bran do something, and then he does nothing during that whole episode.
And the whole fight we couldn't see either because it was too dark. Jesus, couldn't see nothing what was going on. I was just like sitting there, just getting angry as it was being played. I can't see a thing. Is it my eyesight?
Oh, I had to turn up I had to turn up, the contrast or the brightness of my TV when I watched that, because I'm like, I can't see shit. But
they started rushing things and trying to save a bit of money.
They did. They could have easily have done 10 episodes that season where all the events probably would have made more sense.
Yeah, well, they started saying they couldn't afford the direwolves to be on sets. They started using CGIs, wasn't it, I think? Something like that. They couldn't afford something like that, something really basic. Like, what? How much money have you? What? It's like you must have made millions from this program. They were moaning about the hire of the day of the wolves or something like that. So I was like, Jesus Christ.
Who the fuck knows? I don't know.
Like, nearly as bad as ending as The Sopranos. That was one of my favourite shows. That ended terribly. Oh, terrible endings.
Years later, I feel like it's ended way better.
But is that because he's died?
Maybe that has more to do with it, since James Gandolfini's dead. And
Such a show. I loved him as an actor.
oh
Been
my
loved
god,
him.
yeah. And the creator of the show has come out and basically stated that yeah, Tony Soprano does get shot in the end
Yeah.
and all that, because there's a scene in the final season where him and Bobby Baklava are
Yeah.
in a boat talking about, death. Like, what do you think happens when you die? And he's like, nothing happens. So
Yeah.
and that's sort of like the correlation between that final scene of The Sopranos, where when Tony does get shot, nothing happens. It just fades to black. Nothing.
I was so
Did
so gutted when he died in the show. I was so, because obviously that show ended. I was so gutted the way it was. I just flipping loved that show. I loved it. Got all the DVDs. God, I just
yeah,
love it.
it's still good to watch even today. Like, it's still really
Yeah.
good. It holds up. I love all that mafia shit. Love all the mafia
Played it
movies.
so well, but all the characters played it really well. Wasn't really a bad character in the whole program, to be honest. Maybe some of the small parts, but
Yeah,
can't really
I think
of anyone.
I mean, and this is more because they were little kids at the time. Like Meadow and AJ, their actors were not the best in the beginning, but they got better as they got older throughout the show.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, that's kid actors. It's most kid actors are pretty shit in the beginning.
Yeah, definitely. I think.
Because I just did a rewatch of the whole Harry Potter series, and
Oh, did you? Yeah.
and same thing. Like the first couple movies, like all the kids are like god awful at acting, but
Cringeable, weren't they? Cringy, weren't they?
but I mean they're also like 10 and 11 and all that stuff too. It's
yeah, you have to such a say.
Yeah.
The talent to do that at 10 and 11 is still strong. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
just-
right.
but yeah, as they get older, that's one that I'd like to watch again from the start. Definitely.
I want to read all the books again, because the books are way better than the movies.
Yeah, my friend told me that because I said I want to real because I don't really read books. That's one of my projects this year is to read more as well. And so, I want to probably start off with something. I always read like crime thrillers or something like that.
Yeah.
That's why I like serial killer stuff, like everything like that. All the morbid stuff. But I wanted to get into a thing, so I was going to read Lord of the Rings. And my friend said to me, he said it's quite in depth. He said probably start with something like Harry Potter first. If you want to read something like that, he said Lord of the Rings is very heavy.
It is very, Lord of the Rings is not an easy read because it's written very. I mean, obviously, it's a product of its time. The way it's written, it's because you read a modern book today, and modern books now read a lot more like you're sort of watching a movie or a TV show. The way the pacing is. Lord of the Rings is not like that. It's when people meme about Tolkien spending a whole page talking about the description of a tree, they're not lying. Where he will just, but you can clearly picture exactly what he's talking about, though. Like he is so descriptive in his writing, where it's freaking amazing. Like the level of detail he gets into it, and the level of history he gets into the Lord of the Rings that they never touch upon in the movies is insane. As well too.
Do you think that's just because it's just too large? The whole story's too large, and the films were long anyway, weren't they?
Oh yeah.
They just couldn't fit it in, I suppose, could they?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they couldn't. It's
Your favorite scene from the films?
My favorite scene?
Yeah.
Well, my favorite movie is the first one because that is the closest one to the books.
Yeah.
Because the other two make a lot of decisions that I personally hate that they did. So probably my favorite scene would probably be the ending battle of the first movie of Amen Hen, where Boromir dies. Because where Frodo decides to break away from the Fellowship, and then the orcs come, kidnap Merry and Pippin, because that's almost kind of exactly how I pictured it in the books.
Hmm.
and it's just an epic fight scene with the Fellowship, like Aragorn, Legolas, Gimli all fighting the orcs, and
Yeah,
Boromir dying to try to save the two hobbits. And
yeah.
what's
Yeah.
yours?
I think it's from. I tell you, it's in. Is it Return of the King?
That's the third one.
Yeah, with the when the king, after he saves the king from the dark side kind of thing, then they ride up with all the Rohirrim and all the
Oh,
horses,
the Rohirrim. Oh yeah, that's an epic scene. That's
and they go when they all come up, and then all of a sudden you just see horse after horse after horse all in the line, and then he gives his speech and he runs his sword along all their swords and everything like that.
oh, I
And
mean,
it's actually giving me goosebumps
oh
saying it.
yeah, that's
I can feel it on the back of my neck. It's actually coming up.
dude. I still
And I'm
remember
like,
seeing that in theaters. Like that was just
oh,
completely epic.
what's the lady? Because she pretends to be a soldier, doesn't
Oh,
she?
Eowyn,
She has Pippin on the front of her as well.
Mary.
Mary, yeah. And yeah, just when he starts doing his thing, I'm just like, yeah. And then they do their cheer, and then they just gradually get faster and faster. And that scene to me is just mental.
So I want to talk about the two parts that I absolutely hate of this because
Yeah,
it'll be, and I want to get your opinion on it since you've never read the
yeah,
book. So the talking about Return of the King, the
yeah.
part that I feel that they completely fucked up in that movie, and to this day I absolutely hate that they did this, is when Frodo and Sam are climbing up the mountain, not Mount Doom,
Yeah.
but the stairs to get to the spider's lair, and
Right, yeah, yeah.
Frodo tells Sam to go home
Mm.
because after he supposedly catches Sam trying to eat the bread and all that stuff, and Gollum turns him
Oh yeah,
against him and all
yeah.
that. That does not happen in the books at all. And then Sam comes and saves Frodo from the spider.
Yeah.
I mean, parts of that does happen, but dude, I hated that because in the books, the relationship you understand between Frodo and Sam, that would have never ever happened at all.
So I was going to say, I didn't understand. I know the ring changes people apparently. I could never see him saying to him to go, which did feel a bit weird, wrong. Like you say, even though I've not read about it, it was so close all the time.
Yeah,
Can't believe that he would. It was a bit, yeah.
because what
But
happens in the books, I feel like probably would have made, or at least in my opinion, would have made for a better movie scene where all three of them enter Shelob's lair, the spider's lair, and then Gollum just disappears, right?
yeah,
So at the time, Frodo and Sam are like, "Whoa, what the fuck's happening?"
mm,
And then they're trying to get through the lair. Then all of a sudden, the spider shows up, and then Gollum then proceeds to try to kill Sam at the same time, while the spider is trying to get
right.
to Frodo.
Kind of game, yeah.
Yeah. So then Sam and Gollum have a fight. He ends up
Yeah.
basically not killing him, obviously, but ends up, winning that fight and struggle. And then he loses sight of where Frodo went. And then that's when he finds Frodo and then kills the spider.
Yeah, see, that sounds more believable how the story was going.
Yeah.
Definitely. Because obviously he wanted to get rid. Him and Sam never had a relationship.
Yeah.
Him and Gollum, that's for sure. So he was always trying to. He never trusted him, and he wanted to kill him, didn't he? So, and he felt like he was leading him away. But like you say, I could imagine Gollum trying to push him away. But I can't ever imagine Frodo wanting to push him away.
Yeah.
At all. So yeah, it was a bit of a no.
Oh,
Especially
dude.
since they'd gone so far. It's like, right, we're all up here now. Now you go back. It's
Yeah.
just
Like, oh
Yeah.
God, I still hate it to this day. Every time I watch it, I'm just like, fuck you, that didn't happen. And then the other part I hate, it's in Two Towers, the second movie, is when I don't really like what they did with the character of Faramir, because they tried to make him like Boromir 2.0, and then he's taking Frodo and Sam to Asciliath. Like, none of that happens at all. At all.
No, none of that happens, no.
No, because in the books, Faramir does capture Frodo and Sam out in the wild, because
Yeah.
they think they are servants. And then after Frodo proves that he was with the Fellowship with Boromir, tells him exactly like what happened. Like, your brother tried to succumb to the ring and all that stuff. At Faramir is basically, to put it simply, is just like, all right, well, I'm nothing like my brother, and we're gonna let you go. We're gonna give you provisions to go, and there you go.
Yeah, I suppose I could see why they did it the way they did it, because
it does pad the runtime with it, because
just because of the way the story that they sort of did it there, where Boromir was like big soldier and everything. And Dad wanted Faramir to be like his brother, so he was trying to live up to it being like his brother and everything like that. Yeah, I thought you were gonna say. So in the books, did Faramir actually? Did he try to burn him alive? Then did he? That in the books? As well?
Yep.
That was in the books. See, I always found that a bit weird.
Well, it's.
I know you thought he was dead, but
they kind of, not that they screwed up the character of Denethor, like Faramir's father, and all that stuff, but they didn't show that he was being corrupted by Sauron as well.
Yeah, see, that's never showed that in the film, did they?
Because
that's why
you remember
I didn't get why he was doing it.
You remember the orb that Pippin finds in the third movie, the Palantir?
Yeah.
What that can communicate with Sauron and all that.
Yeah.
So Denethor has one too, and he's been using it to try to spy on Sauron and all that. But at the same time, Sauron's been corrupting him during that. So it's that's why he's the way he was in when you meet him in the third book and in the third movie, because he's been corrupted as well. But they never get into that.
That's why I always felt why is he being so weird?
Yeah,
with his other son. Do you know what I mean? I did find that a bit weird. Yeah, and I hate the way he ate his dinner in that film as well.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Oh, just eating the tomato. I mean, it was just, I don't know.
I don't know why that really grossed me out. All the stuff in the film, that's what grossed me out. It's like he's eating. It's like
it didn't really bother me. No, I mean, just God. And one of the other parts they left out of the movies was so in the third movie they show Saruman dying in the beginning, but in the books, what happens is Saruman actually gets up to the Shire and takes over all of the Shire. And so when Frodo and Sam and Merry and Pippin go back to the Shire, they have to fight to save the Shire from all these orcs and these thugs and bandits, and they have their own little war. Obviously, that would have padded the end of the movie way too much.
Yeah.
Because that happens after the ring is destroyed and all that, and it's sort of like a message to show that no land is untouched by war, like when that happens. Because I mean there's parts they don't even go into, like in the Hobbit movies where the Lonely Mountain is, where all the dwarves were. Like Sauron completely almost fucks that whole area up during the events of Lord of the Rings. Like they don't talk about how Sauron sends like huge armies up there as well too, and sends out armies to basically destroy Lothlorien too, where Galadriel is, and all that. But yeah, it's God, I could just keep going on and on about
it. You need to build a Lord of the Rings DDH deck now. That's what you need to do.
Everybody's doing that. I mean, it's just...
Yeah. The reason why I didn't do it is because everyone does it, and because the only real commander you can have is Kenrith, because Kenrith, the Return King.
Yeah.
There's maybe one other that you can do, but it's once you've got Kenrith is just one of the most powerful commanders out there, so it just turns into a bit of a...
Just 5-color good stuff.
Yeah. So I thought, no, do something different. I'll go swap programs.
Yeah.
And I'll go... go Cersei and
I don't know, like the Lord of the Rings set coming out. It's, don't get me wrong, this is making me sound like I hate Lord of the Rings. Like, I absolutely love Lord of the Rings. I love the movies. I love the books more than anything.
Yeah.
But I'm just, I guess I'm just not a fan of all the commercialization of it, and it's all the corporatization of it too. Like how these big
Yeah.
corporations get into it just to make money, and it's
They
it's
just exploit it, don't they? Exploit the names.
yeah,
That's what they do. Yeah.
it's
Just
just all
like with Magic coming in with Lord of the Rings and stuff
it's
like that.
just
It's
all
just going to be.
profit driven, and
Yeah.
I don't know. That's why I'm a Tolkien purist. Just leave it alone. Come up with new ideas. That's my thing.
Yeah.
New ideas, new IPs, something new. Stop rebooting shit.
Yeah. I tell you, you should watch my friend Imperial Buckethead. He does streams. Just started streaming, but he opens old CCG cards, and he does Lord of the Rings. And I tell you what, the art on some of those is flipping amazing. I love it.
I don't know if I've ever
The
seen
old,
any of the art of the Lord of the Rings
yeah,
card
the
game.
card games. He buys all these old booster boxes and stuff like that. Gets really good deals, and he doesn't. He's just starting out YouTube and stuff like that. And but he cracks them open on screen, and it's really interesting.
Is it based
Like,
off the movies? The card game?
yeah,
Okay.
based off the movies. Yeah, there is some old art cards as well and stuff like that. So you can see where what's his name got. Like you see the old art. Like there's a card that you opened up of an old set. Where it had Gollum. And you see the picture of Gollum on the card, and then you see how Gollum is in the movies, and you're like, he totally copied that. You know what I mean? He just totally ripped it off, without a doubt. But yeah, quite interesting. Yeah, we'll not sit there and we watch him open some of that stuff. It's good
And that
seeing
would
some
be
of the old
interesting.
stuff. Yeah, I think you'd like it. He just chats away, and so he doesn't do it. He just does it to because he likes enjoying doing it. He's not doing it to grow really big or anything like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's like I've opened up some packs of the Final Fantasy card game. I don't even know if they make that game anymore, but the artwork on those cards and the feel of the cards are just really good.
That's why he says the quality of cards is totally different.
Yeah.
Totally different. Like thick as well, do you know what I mean? Like cards.
It'd be hard to get those ruined. Like you'd have to really try to.
Oh yeah.
Not like these Magic cards that are all freaking flimsy and shit nowadays. I still have this Willhet deck that I've been really wanting to build a zombies deck.
So say that's the new zombie, wasn't it?
Yeah, from Midnight Hunt. I've been really wanting to build a zombies deck because I used to have Ghoulcaller Gisa long time ago, and
oh yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
And it just I don't know, just got boring with it because it just turned out to be the same thing. And I know this will eventually turn out to be the same thing as well, but I don't know. I like my tribal decks.
Yeah, Tribal's fun to me. I like Tribal. I basically I do like a lot of synergies. I just like synergy decks. I do like synergy decks. You get to use. You don't have to always use the powerful cards to be powerful.
Yeah,
which is really cool.
Whatever this thing is. But yeah, man. I don't know. What else are you looking forward to or working on? Anything?
Well, like I said, I'm trying to attempt to do this more full time at the moment. So, seeing how that works out, I'm looking for a little part time jobs as we go along. And maybe I've just applied for a job in a game store actually. So,
oh, nice.
hopefully that do something and be involved in Magic and lots of other stuff as well. They have a real big D&D nights there, but obviously I don't know much about D&D. But I can work in a shop and whatever there, be there and I don't know, just do.
Would you ever be interested in playing D&D?
I don't know. I'm not really into like sitting there and talking in front of everyone and doing. I'm just it's just not me to sit there in a big group of people and play that sort of game. It's just not me.
Okay.
Especially with strangers. Maybe if it was people I knew, it'd be totally different. I think, but to go straight off in a. I looked at the tables. They had like each table had like 8 people out. So it was big.
That's too many people.
No, there was a lot of stuff that God knows how long it went on for, but they advertised, put a picture up about that. But yeah, they're a chain of people. They're called Geek Retreats. So they do board games, You can go in there, play board games. You can play Magic. You can play D&D. You can play anything, Pokemon, everything. They've got board games dotted around the whole of the shop where you can just pay £5 to get a table, and then you just play whatever they've got there. So it's a cool little shop. It's just like a multi-game store. So and they've got like all over the country. So yeah, streaming more, doing that. Possibly in the pipeline doing some Magic videos for a company that's in the pipeline. I can't say too much about. But yeah, they want me to make videos on their channel. So that could be something interesting, and that could then turn into a bit of a job as well. So
as long as they pay you, like I wouldn't do it for free.
Yeah, no, it's paid work. So yeah, we agreed to sum per video, and just whether they do it, and then that would probably take up all my time then. So yeah, because I obviously want to keep my stuff. But yeah, other than that, nothing really much in the pipeline. Just I'm focusing more of my channel more towards budget stuff. Seems to be more popular these days, especially on Arena, because Arena's economy is absolutely shocking.
Yeah.
People love the budget. They love the budget. Decks with 5 rares and stuff like that. Yeah, real starter stuff. Yeah, that's about it with the old content creating. It's trying to think of new ideas to be different from the masses.
Oh, that's hard. That's got to be hard to do, especially with Arena, because there's only so much you can do in Standard. And do you even touch Alchemy at all or anything?
No, not at all. No, I like I said, the economy is so bad on there. If you've got money to just keep chucking at it, fair enough. But I can't go into another format on there because I haven't even got all the standard stuff I need. Do you know what I mean? So it's
it's
historic. All of that. It's just a and cash away. It's like MTGO, get my cash back.
Yeah, you'll get some cash back. Yeah,
you won't lose out. Not you'll lose out on Arena. Maybe if I was a bigger content creator, I could earn that money, or if I had more patrons or something, I could invest more, maybe go into Alchemy. But no, at the moment, and it doesn't really interest me. To be totally honest, it doesn't interest me.
Oh yeah, the digital only mechanics I feel are nothing but detrimental to the game.
I'd play Brawl over Alchemy first, so I'd like some sort of. But I'd only play. I tend to only play Brawl with friends.
Yeah.
If the program works, just because you have a bit of a laugh. Nice. Don't know. It's standard on there can get. It's really hard. It's getting harder and harder to play budget and brews Arena because everyone is so
playing the same decks over and over. Yeah,
just playing the best. And that's what happens when you've got a ranking system on there. That's what's going to happen. So the ranking system means you want to play best decks,
and the matchmaking system doesn't help either.
Oh, the matchmaking is shocking, but you can't buy cards, so people have to pile money in to get booster packs.
That's what they want.
It's a weird thing. I'm not slating it because I do content on it nearly every day of the week. I play different decks every day. I'm not in Mythic. If you're a Mythic, you get a lot more views. Research. I haven't got the time to get to Mythic. I'm not saying.
And do you even want to? God. Like, do you even want to do the grind it too? Because it's just
I could get there. I play mono white 5, 6 days, 7 days a week. I'd probably end up getting close to it.
I think the high. What's the rank before Mythic? Is it Diamond? Diamond.
Yeah.
I got to Diamond once during I don't remember what standard season it was, and my God, I'm like, I'm done. I don't want to do it anymore. Like,
the difference is as well is like because the sets come out so quick now on there, sets are coming out quicker and quicker. The economy's changed on there, not for the better. Between each set, I used to rank up about 67,000 coins. Now I'm lucky if I get to 2025, and that's playing 7 days a week.
Yeah, I
7
noticed.
days a week, mate.
Yeah, I used to be able to get a lot more gold
Mm.
in the beginning, and
Yeah.
now it's like, well, I mean, I don't even really play it anymore. The last time I logged
No.
on was to, I think, just to check it out and play a few games, then realize, yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, no, I play like 7 days a week because of content, and
Yeah.
I think I'm now with Neon probably coming out soon. I'm at 23,000 coins, and I don't buy any aesthetics. I don't spend any of the coins. But yeah, so I used to do the first stream with the new set. I used to have 70,000 coins to do 70 packs. Then I'd buy the only spending I do every time is when a new set. I pay the $50 for the 50 packs, whatever it is. So I'd normally have 120 or so. Now I've either got to put $100 in, or just have less packs, but then can't make loads of decks because you haven't got the cards, or you haven't got the work. It's just such a fucking merry-go-round. It's so annoying. Then you got some content creators, like I watch sometimes Hello Good Game. He literally loads in $400 worth of coins. I see him do it on his stream every new set. Just pummels $400 in, and he buys the whole set every time.
It probably
I'm like,
helps when you don't have a lot of outside obligations.
yeah. Well, for me, at my age, be younger creators out there that have got this money from their job, maybe living at home still, haven't got rent bills or anything like that, which is a lot easier.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's all the way they do it. I'm just saying, generally, if you're 17, 18, 19, 20, you might still be living at home. Got, less bills. Like, you don't have to pay
Less
a mortgage.
responsibilities, yeah.
You don't have to pay electric, gas, fucking everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And what I get from Patreon, I do put in. That gets me my $50 pack, and then I crack them open and whatever I get. That's it. That's what it is. And then the videos are done by what I pull. So it's like, oh, this is a cool card. It's like shit. No, it's a cool card. I pulled 4 of these. I'm gonna build a deck around it.
Well, shit, man. Well, we're nearing almost 2 hours here. I just want to thank you for coming on again. And
been a pleasure, mate. Been a pleasure.
I'm gonna get you to play D&D. It's I've been trying to throw around the idea, like, we're doing a D&D one shot in the Normies Discord.
Right, yeah.
Well, the first one we're doing is going to be private because some of the players don't want to do it in public yet. Because they've never played before. So
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
eventually,
I
I want to get some other people, maybe people like you've never done it before, and get you on and play like a little one shot, like even stream it or something, and just
that'd be I'll be up for that. That would be funny. Yeah,
it'd be fun because it's I've got this one shot idea. I've ran it twice. No one's ever beaten it, and not because it's hard or anything. It's because everybody just makes the worst decisions possible.
You literally have to rub it. I literally have no idea how to play it. Not an inkling how to play it.
Well, you ever play I mean, you've played games like Fallout or Elder Scrolls, right?
Not my type of game. No, I've never played those sort of games.
You never played those RPG? You never played an open-ended RPG game or anything? Like,
trying to think what else. What counts as an RPG that I've played? Hey.
Well, I guess the best way
games.
I guess the best way to describe it, like when playing D&D, is, I mean, the DM will help you with the rules and all that, but I guess the best way to describe it is your choices matter. What you say and do have consequences.
Yeah. Is it a dice rolling game?
Yeah. There's dice rolling and all that, and there is some role playing, but it's not like you have to do voices or anything like that or dress it. There's a lot of people that get really into that, but it's.
I mean, I've watched it on The Big Bang Theory.
I've never watched that, but I'm sure they probably dressed up or something. And
They were quite funny. They were like, "Oh, I don't know, someone found a sword or something, and it was just like, I have the sword of Gondor. It's like, I will slay you and stuff like that. I was like, it does sound quite funny.
No, it's a lot of fun, but it's best thing is just what you do and what you say have consequences. So don't go around thinking, "Oh, I'm just gonna steal everything from everybody." Sure,
Yeah.
you can go and steal stuff, but you're probably gonna get caught and get killed. But that's the fun of it. Well, where can people find you if they want to reach out?
So yeah, TotalMTG, the name, all one word. YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. You can find me there. And then I have a Discord as well that is free to join as well if you want to. There'll be links. Got a LinkedIn. You can just go and click on any one of my socials and find it that way.
Sweet.
But yeah, that's where you can find me.
Well, sweet. Well, thanks again for coming on, man.
Cheers for inviting me again.
Pleasure.
Much appreciated. Yeah, been great chatting to you again.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Cheers, dude.
Hey, everybody, thank you all for listening and watching. Really fun talking with Total, and had a great time doing it. Thank you again for always coming out, listening, watching me. It's been, God, it's going on 6 years now with this podcast. Craziness. Actually, I think the 6-year anniversary is in February of next month. So thank you again for coming out, and stay tuned for more content coming out. And yeah, I've got some other stuff to announce soon. Probably already know about it if you're following me on Twitter. So yeah. All right. Well, thank you all and have a great day.